Hi, I'm Jess, and welcome to AI Boost Bites, where we teach you the skills to supercharge your work with AI. Have you ever realized you're spending way more time searching for background music than actually making your content? I hit this wall recently. I was making short-form videos, and stock tracks were always close, but they never quite captured the exact tone I needed. So I built a lightweight soundtrack workflow for people like me. I have a creative ear and know exactly the vibe that I want, but I'm not a music producer with hours to spend building a track from scratch. The secret is that I don't just type "make music" and hope for the best. Even if you're starting with a vague idea, you don't need to know the exact genre or BPM up front. I use Gemini as my assistant producer. We bounce ideas back and forth, and it helps me define a palette of different musical vibes. Then I hand those briefs over to Lyria to act as the composer and generate the actual tracks. The biggest value wasn't just getting to a final song. It was how fast I could go from a blank slate to having a menu of distinct sonic vibes I could actually listen to and react to. You don't need to know how to read sheet music or play an instrument to do this. You just need to know the feeling you want. Here's a step-by-step workflow that you can use to build your own custom tracks. Step 1. Start with a plain English brief in Gemini. Just describe your project, the vibe, and a checklist of musical elements to define, like tempo and instruments. Then, ask Gemini to turn that into a few structured Lyria prompts. Pro tip: ask Gemini for 3 distinct vibes, like minimal, futuristic, and warm, and tell it exactly what to avoid, like nothing overly cinematic. Always end by asking for paste-ready Lyria prompts to save yourself time. Step 2. Choose your direction. Read through the options Gemini gives you and pick the one that sounds closest to your vision. Step 3. Generate in Lyria. Paste that prompt directly in. And here's a great trick. If you already have a visual like your video thumbnail, you can upload that image to Lyria to help anchor the mood of the music. Step 4. Listen and critique. Use a super simple review lens. Does this match the tone? Do the first few seconds feel right for your audience? Step 5. Revise and regenerate. If you want to make bigger adjustments to your prompt or creative direction, take that critique back to your original Gemini chat. For smaller tweaks, chat directly with Lyria. You can change the rhythm, specific instruments, or even by adding or removing vocals. Keep in mind that even with a detailed brief, your very first generation is rarely your final one. The real magic happens when you iterate based on what you hear. For example, when I generated my first track, the quality was great, but the energy was just slightly off. It was a little too relaxed for the bouncy, upbeat vibe I was going for. So I took my critique back to Lyria. For version 2, I asked it to bump up the energy and add a fun, syncopated piano chord to really brighten up the track. I also noticed one distracting vocal that popped up towards the beginning of the track, so I explicitly added a negative prompt. No vocals, instrumentals only. Those iterative tweaks gave me a polished track that set the exact vibe I needed. The tools respond beautifully when you move from vague ideas to highly structured prompts, and when you allow yourself to keep experimenting. Ready to get started? Now it's your turn. Earn your badge by completing the challenge. Thanks for watching and have fun.